Poehlman, and I'm so proud to be one of the faces of CJL. Thank you for inviting me to speak tonight. Since first hearing about Create a Jewish Legacy, I've been excited and happy to finally find a meaningful way to create my own legacy within the Jewish community. My story is probably quite different than many of you here this evening. I was born to Jewish parents, and until I was 11 years old, grew up mostly in Brooklyn, New York, surrounded by family. My parents were never observant in any way, and although my maternal grandmother kept kosher, I never saw anything that resembled a religious practice in neither our home nor my grandparents. We never lit candles on Shabbos or Hanukkah. We never had a Passover Seder, and I never knew of my parents or anyone in my mom's family attending shul. Odd, especially for my Ashkenazi immigrant grandparents, or at least I thought so. When I was 5, we moved to the Catskills, and there was a small Orthodox shul a stone's throw from where we lived. I walked over there one day, and there were children about my age sitting with the rabbi learning the Hebrew alphabet. I asked if I could stay, and they welcomed me. I probably had 3 or 4 lessons before we moved again, this time to a town where there were no Jews, and we soon found that all the townspeople were anti-Semitic. We later moved back to Brooklyn, and when I started the 7th grade, the school system started a program that allowed students to leave class an hour early, 1 day a week, to attend religious services and education classes at a synagogue or church of their choice. I jumped at the chance, and for the first half of that school year, was so happy to finally be learning a little about my faith. Mid-year, halfway through the 7th grade, we moved to Miami. Being poor, life was always a struggle, but now it was far worse, as we had no family to help out, and my parents still had no connection to the Jewish community. Asking for help was out of the question, as it seemed their pride got in the way. So we had nothing, and certainly nothing to give. I always felt a deep connection to Judaism and hung on to that even through my often troubled mixed marriage. In spite of this, tzedakah was always a part of my life. Whether it was collecting money to give to Jerry's kids, giving my time to raise funds for the homeless center downtown, or giving of my time and whatever talents I may have to the center, and even to the Jaguars. I always felt bad that I couldn't give the way others I've come to know and love give. Then I learned about Create a Jewish Legacy, and I knew instantly that this was the way that I could finally give back to something I feel so much passion for. It took me a long time to find my way to become an active part of the Jewish community, and now I can also know that when I'm no longer here, someone can benefit by something I was able to leave behind. Hopefully children who can have something that I so longed for when I was growing up. My heartfelt thanks to those who created this wonderful program.